And we're back with more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Ah! Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch, this is gonna be good shit. I'm closing my fucking door, hold on. Hey. Door. Yo! How you doing? How is it going? You know what's weird? All the insane shit happens when I'm not streaming. I am always late to the fucking party on everything. As we sit here, waiting for more people. Dude, this music is good, but the graphics of the game, oh, 3DS, you have not aged well, my friend. But how is everyone else doing today? How is everyone else? Good, I hope. Because tomorrow is Star Wars Day. Yeah. I remember the Ace Attorney with an emotional robot. This is the one with the emotional robot. Oh boy, turnabout countdown. Let's fucking go. December 18th, 9:34 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 5. What have I missed? Right, okay, case. There was a bomb that went off. And we are here currently solving that shit. Our defendant is Juniper. This was the victim. This is Athena Sykes, who is the cutest little thing on Earth. Dickhead Gaspin Payne, and this weird fucking Inspector Gadget wannabe. I don't know why. Oh, and Apollo Justice is currently, fucked. Is the best case I could put it. Yeah. But yeah, how he's as we wait a little bit. Just waiting. This isn't exactly how I envisioned the second day of this trial to start. But given how things ended yesterday... Good morning. Yeah, like, taking a moment to comment on the models here, this would look fine on a 3DS. This would look perfectly fine on a 3DS. But PC is not kind to these models. The mood sure is tense. Not that that's any surprise.
Oh, hey! Did you read the paper this morning, boss?
Huh? The paper? That came out of left field.
You didn't read it? Then you don't know the big news. Somebody spotted an abominable snowman way up in the mountains.
Tell me you know the difference between a paper and a tabloid, Athena.
It might show up in the forest where you live, Junie, so you better watch out, okay?
Hey, Aramis.
You really should read the story for yourself. I couldn't even begin to do it justice. Justice? Huh? Oh, poor Apollo. And it's all my fault. Ina! Oh, Junie, what was I thinking? I'm so sorry.
Hey, Dan! What we found yesterday was not Apollo's dead body, thank goodness. He'd been assaulted by someone with a blow to his head and was lying unconscious. We rushed him to the hospital right away, and it looks like he's going to pull through. But it was still quite a shock to stumble onto a scene like that. Is Miss Woods alright, Athena?
Well, I managed to get her to stop crying. Now she's resting on that sofa over there.
I guess she really feels responsible for what happened to Apollo.
Poor Junie. She believes that the reason Apollo was attacked is because he was helping her look for something in that courtroom.
Well, guess I could see why she'd think that. By the way, how are you doing?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. I know you're concerned about Miss Woods, but are you alright?
Me? I'm doing just fine, boss. I mean, yeah, it was a huge shock, but I'm alright. People who study analytical psychology are great at times like these. After all, they've learned how to control their own emotions, too.
Somehow I don't think it's as easy as she makes it sound. But there's no denying she's a real trooper. Apollo doesn't remember a thing, does he?
Yeah, he can't recall anything from the time right before he was assaulted. Nothing about what he was doing in the courtroom number 4 or who assaulted him. The doctor said it's probably due to that hit he took to the head.
Assaulted in the courtroom of law and losing your memory at that. I know how that feels. Ha ha! Reference to the second game.
But who in the world would do such a thing, huh, Mr. Wright? Grr! Just wait till I get my hands on the coward who hurt our Apollo.
Now, Athena. I thought you said you were in control of your emotions. Let's just focus on helping Miss Woods, okay? But I admit, I'm just as upset as you.
Okay, boss, you're right. Apollo's assailant can wait until after we clear Junie's name.
That's a spirit. Now, let's see. I better check the court record one more time before the trial starts. Yeah, okay, so we proved that this was the tale of the elephant, the good boy elephant, and that our defendant really is innocent.
Earth to Mr. Wright, I'm ready whenever you are.
Alright, let's get ready to rumble.
You bet.
With everything that happened with Apollo, I didn't have time for a proper investigation. I can't let that stop me, though. I have to get this right for Miss Wood's sake, And Apollo's, too.
Let's fucking go, chat.
December 18th, 9:50 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 5. Brr, 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 brr. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is also ready, Your Honor. Hey, Shadow, thanks for the sub. I know this is a non sequitur. Impel Down is an insane prison. Oh yeah, no, it's fucking insane. Now then, I believe I instructed the prosecution to further their investigation. Were you able to locate the remote switch in question?
I'm afraid the remote switch is still missing, Your Honor.
I must say I'm disappointed, Mr. Payne. Not angry, just disappointed.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Aha! Looks like the prosecution is just as unprepared as I am.
There is a separate matter, however, that I would like to bring up during this trial.
A separate matter? You say? And what might that be?
I assume you were aware that another incident occurred during yesterday's trial. I'm speaking, of course, of the assault on Mr. Justice in the ruins of courtroom number 4.
Uh-oh. Why is he bringing that up? Yes, what a truly harrowing experience it must have been. Poor Mr. Justice.
At the time of the attack, Mr. Justice was not alone. He was with a defendant, Miss Juniper Woods.
He isn't going where I think he's going with this, is he?
The prosecution wishes to indict Miss Woods on the charge of Mr. Justice's assault.
Why? Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, this incident under deliberation here in the courtroom bombing. The assault on Mr. Justice has nothing to do with this trial.
Oh, but I believe there is a connection between this case and Mr. Justice's assault. Please take a moment to consider these facts. Both events occurred in courtroom number 4. This is the location in the courtroom number 4 where the unconscious Mr. Justice was discovered. As you can see, it's quite close to where Detective Arm's body was found.
Okay.
The question is, why did the culprit feel the need to maliciously attack Mr. Justice?
Why, indeed. What do you believe their motive to be, Mr. Payne?
I believe Mr. Justice found something in that courtroom while Miss Woods was with him. Evidence that fingered her as the perpetrator of the bombing.
You mean he found some incriminating evidence?
Precisely, and so I summarize that the defendant picked up a piece of rubble and hit Mr. Justice on the back of the head in order to silence him. Judy would never do such a thing. She was devastated when we found Apollo hurt like that.
Miss Shanks, please control your outbursts.
I at work, just popping in to say have a great stream, boss. Hi, Neko. Bye, Neko. It is in the prosecution's belief that by deliberating on Mr. Justice's assault, we will draw ever closer to the truth of the courtroom bombing itself.
Very well. Mr. Woods is hereby officially indicted on the charge of assaulting Mr. Justice.
What? Why are you listening to Mr. Toupee over there? Although, considering our conversation yesterday, I think Apollo might have figured out something else.
Wonder what it was.
He told me I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper.
Maybe the two incidents really are related after all.
I would like to start by hearing from the defendant herself.
Very well, bailiff. Please bring Miss Woods to the witness stand.
I'm sorry. I can't seem to stop.
Miss Woods? Guess she's still really upset about Apollo.
Miss Woods, you went to the ruins of courtroom number 4 with Mr. Justice, did you not? Yeah, I did. Good, good. If you would then please testify about what happened to the court. During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing. Apollo stayed with me and we went to the courtroom ruins together. But then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony. Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4. I swear I didn't attack Apollo. Why would I ever hurt such a kind person?
So Mr. Justice stayed by your side while you were feeling unwell. What an admirable young man. I thought his loud voice was his only outstanding feature.
He may look a little imp at times, but Apollo can be really nice too.
I hope she didn't hurt her wrist backhanding that one out.
But one has to wonder, why did Mr. Justice stay behind in the ruins?
I think Apollo might have figured something out.
Something? What kind of something?
Something to do with the courtroom bombing, kind of something? I think.
Oh! New evidence for the case, was it? That's a very big kind of something indeed.
I believe so. He mentioned looking for some evidence when I was called away.
Just as I thought, there is a connection between the two incidents. But the defendant has told a very big lie, Your Honor.
What lie is that?
When she learned Mr. Justice would be looking for evidence, she attacked him. She attacked him to give herself the chance to destroy that evidence.
No! I never!
Miss Woods repaid Mr. Justice's kindness with violence. We found the proof of her foul deed there in this courtroom ruins. What? Why would he... What? Excuse? What on earth? Do you see it? There in front of Mr. Justice's right hand. Witness the message he left us.
It's written in blood. Woods? Isn't that...
That's right, Your Honor. It says Woods in capital letters.
What?
I submit that Mr. Justice left us with the name of his attacker before he fainted.
No, that can't be true. Why would Apollo write my name? Mr. Wright, the nerve of believing that message. Why would he do this?
Hey, don't take it out on me. I don't understand any more than you do. Well, we discovered Apollo yesterday. Apollo!
No!
We didn't even have a chance to rush over to him. As soon as security heard Athena scream, they ran in and cordoned off the area. After that, they were there in the courtroom number 4 with Apollo the whole time. We couldn't investigate anything ourselves and had to leave everything to police. Still, I never thought they would find some bloody writing there.
Now then, please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
My husband Dex. Oh, and it's hot. Yes! Hot chocolate and coffee. Hell yeah, baby. Let's go. During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing. By the way, do these 3D models look terrible?
A little bit, yeah. That's a 3D model.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
It looks like it's a 2D character with a 3D sweater thing thrown over it.
Yeah, it's from the 3DS.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Apollo stayed with me, and we went to the courtroom ruins together. You want to fucking elaborate there, girl? Why exactly did you go to the courtroom ruins?
We went to look for my medicine. To stop my coughing.
Your medicine? Why would your medicine be in courtroom number 4?
I dropped it in the heat of the moment. Bum Rap Riney, he was keeping my medicine safe for me. He was a little compartment that I could put things in, you see.
And Phony Fancy has the same type of pocket. That's where the bomb was inserted.
I had put my medicine for my coughing fits inside Bum Rap Riney. When I told Apollo about it, he said he'd help me go look for him. There was so much rubble in there. I was worried, but there was no rubble or anything in front of the witness stand. So when we got inside, Apollo went straight there. And started looking for my Riney in that area. It was so nice of him to do that for me, despite of all of his injuries. Apollo's so strong and kind, just like the trees of the forest.
The way she makes him sound, you'd think Apollo was some kind of ancient god. Oh, wait.
So that's why he went to the ruins, I see. That seems to be quite an important fact. Please add to your testimony.
Apollo started looking for Mum Hermione near the witness stand where there was no rubble. Wait, that's rubble right there. Hold on.
Objection!
So he started his search at the witness stand, you say?
That's right. I guess maybe he wanted to start from the furthest point in the room. He was being so brave. And strong.
But that's odd. Under the circumstances, he shouldn't have been capable of that.
But he was, and he still is. He may not look it, but he really is brave and kind too.
No, that's not the part I'm finding at fault with. Someone has a crush on Apollo. What you are claiming is something that no one should have been able to do.
I should think that anyone can be brave and kind if they want to be, Mr. Wright.
True, anyone can be brave and kind, but if you would please take a look at this diagram. With the courtroom in this state, how is it possible to walk into the witness stand?
Oh,
I see your point. The rubble blocks off the access to the area around the witness stand.
huff. Does such a tiny inconsistency even matter? Perhaps the witness is simply misremembering it.
Great. Now I'm not so sure where it matters.
A real man doesn't make mountains out of molehills, you know.
Did someone do a terrorist attack on the courtroom? Yeah, so originally, we were here for a different case, but then the courtroom got bombed, and now our Apollo and Athena's friend has been accused of being a bombing terrorist, and is also being accused of murder. But now she's also being accused of assaulting Apollo because we found Apollo in the aftermath of the courtroom knocked the fuck out in the last section.
But that's precisely what Mr. Wright does best.
I call slander, Your Honor.
So was it really impossible to approach the witness stand? I have to say, it's a bit hard to tell with any accuracy just from this diagram. Mr. Payne, do you have any other photos of the crime scene?
Let me see, Your Honor. Ah, yes. I have one more. Here it is. It's a more pulled back version of the photo I presented before. All right. Huh? What's that hunk of metal on the wheels? Mr. Payne, is the metallic object in that photo Mr. Thomas' bomb transport case? That's right. Is there some problem?
Yes, the transport case was there in courtroom number 4 when the bomb went off. It must have been there ever since.
Oh, that's it.
Miss Woods, have you remembered something?
Yeah, I just realized its position. It's different from before.
Its position? The position of what?
The position of that big metal thing.
The bomb transport case?
Yeah, when Apollo and I went there, it was in a different place. Where the cases in the photo was open space, so it was easy to search the stand.
I see. So there was the transport case when you and Mr. Justice saw it. The judge may be an idiot, but at least he's not corrupt. At least!
As I recall, I think it's more to the right.
To the right? Then that means... In that case, the case was over there at the time of Apollo's attack? Who cares where the transport case was when? What difference does it make? It has nothing at all to do with what we were talking about.
Objection!
Where the transport case was has everything to do with this discussion. In fact, it's so important that's enough to turn the prosecution's argument on its ear. What?
Well, that certainly sounds very relevant indeed. And you sound as though you know where the case was at the time of the attack.
Yes, Your Honor. This diagram represents the crime scene as shown in the photo. And this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault of Mr. Justice. Alright, I have this. The bomb transport case was here at the time of the attack. It would have been covering up woods. Your Honor, I assert that this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault.
But that's...
Inconceivable! Miss Woods, was this where the transport case was when you saw it? Yeah, that's where it was. Thank you, Miss Woods. I'm sure the court has noted an interesting fact about this position.
The transport case covers up the writing of the blood.
Exactly. If the transport case was in that position in the time of the assault, then no message could have been written there because the case was in the way, which leads us to conclude that Mr. Justice couldn't have left that bloody writing. Why should we believe the defendant's claim that the case was in a different position? She's obviously lying. The fact that the case was moved after the assault on Mr. Justice is proved by more than Miss Wood's testimony alone. What? And where is this proof you're talking about? It's right here in the crime photo.
I'm keen to see this proof myself, Mr. Wright. What in this photo indicates that the transport case was moved at the assault?
Oh, the bandages. The bandages, right?
Take that!
All the proof you'll need, Your Honor, is right here.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Mr. Wright, I'm sensing feelings of doubt from you. Which means you're just taking a wild stab in the dark, aren't you? Ah, sure, good. I bet you can also tell how I'm about to feel in a few seconds, too.
You just earned yourself a penalty. I suggest you give it another try, Mr. Wright.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Take that!
Please take a look at the marks that run over Mr. Justice's bandages here.
I see it. What is it?
This mark was made by one of the casters from the transport, or case carrying the bomb. As the case was moved, it ran over his bandages. In other words, the transport case was originally to the right of Mr. Justice. Then, after Mr. Justice was assaulted, the transport case was moved. What? Just as Miss Wood said, the case was covering the writing at the time of the assault. Therefore, it was impossible for Mr. Justice to have left that message in blood. No!
You did, boss! It was a real nail-biter, but you pulled it off!
Yep, that should bring down the prosecution's claim like a house of cards.
Order! Mr. Wright, that was a very clever deduction.
It was nothing, Your Honor. Nothing but pure genius. Take that.
Boss, I'm sensing a definite smug and braggy vibe coming off of you.
I have just one question, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
If Mr. Justice didn't leave this message in blood, then who did?
Huh?
What?
Oh. Well? Looks like I should have taken that train of thought through the last station. Well, I've heard a lot about this. So this is Mr. Wright's famous bluffing technique, is it?
This feeling, it brings back memories of the old days. Back when you carved out a name for yourself by bluffing your way through the thick and thin.
Gee, Mr. Wright, the judge kinda makes you sound no better than a 2-bit con man.
You made your argument with such confidence, Mr. Wright. Now I'd like to hear your answer with just as much confidence. Hey, until the judge asked the question, you didn't catch on either, Buster.
What now, boss?
I hope you didn't bluff your way into a corner. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way through this. I have to dig my way out to the truth somehow. Who could have written that message in blood? Someone else? Well, she was dead, so maybe her?
Take that!
To be honest, I don't actually have any real proof of this. But I've come this far. There's no turning back now.
Besides Apollo, there was one more person who shed blood in that crime scene.
A person who shed blood? You don't mean...
Oh, but I do. I believe it was Candace Arm who left behind this message in blood.
What?
What? Detective Arm? Are you sure you know what you're doing here? Not really. What kind of ridiculous assertion is that? If you had said the attacker left the message to throw people off, it might have made sense. At first glance, that would seem to be the most reasonable explanation. However, Apollo didn't shed enough blood to write such an extensive message. Uh-oh.
I see. Even the photo makes it clear there wasn't enough blood to write all of those letters. And Mr. Justice did survive. I suppose he didn't bleed very extensively in that case.
But why would Detective Arm write the defendant's name? There is no connection between the two whatsoever. And I didn't even know the lady who was killed. I admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and the defendant. They had never even met each other. That's very true. Well then, let's see. Then maybe the intended meaning of the message is not what it appears to be.
The intended meaning?
Not what it appears to be? Maybe the message was not intended to be Woods.
Coming from you, that's quite the bold statement, Mr. Wright. You wish to assert that this bloody writing could have some other meaning?
Yes, Your Honor. For something I pulled out of a wormhole, it could turn out to be true, right?
Objection!
It clearly says Woods, as anyone can plainly see. What other meaning could it possibly have? But Candace Arm was a detective. Maybe Woods only means something to the police. Like a police scanner code, for example.
I didn't think of that.
You may have tricked His Honor, but you'll never get the best of me. I have a thing for studying on the weekends, as you may have already guessed. And there is no such radio code as Woods in this state, dear Mr. Wright. Is that a fact? Don't look at me. I know as much as you do about police codes.
Enough of this. I was quite taken with the defense's new theory. But if they can't substantiate it with anything, then I must end things here.
No, please wait, Your Honor.
Very well, but before we discuss this theory any further, I demand a plausible explanation. So, Mr. Wright, what is the true meaning of the bloody writing?
Well, I believe it's...
And no stalling!
Stalling! Hold on. Hold on! Hey, chat. Pretty easy to make Woods out of that. Something's wrong with the case.
If you can't come up with an answer quickly, I will declare this discussion officially over.
I'm in trouble now. What other meaning could it have besides the obvious one? Maybe it means something in another language? Or maybe it's code? Bomb transport case.
The bomb transport case? I've about had it up to here with your shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Take a look at the numbers on this case, Your Honor. L10015R. Doesn't the string look vaguely familiar?
L100. What does that have to do with anything?
What could those numbers possibly have to do with the case at hand? Now please take a look at the bloody writing shown in the crime photo. Oh, I think I see it. That a girl. That's one on my side.
It says Woods.
Or you could say it's a horse of a different color, Your Honor. The first character isn't a W. It's actually an L and a 1. The next two are zeros.
Oh my goodness.
The true meaning behind the bloody writing isn't Miss Wood's name. It's the number engraved on this bomb transport case. you talking about? The next part doesn't make any sense! The next number is a 1, but the bloody writing says D! But the number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This is how the number on the transport case can be made to match the bloody writing. Erase 2 lines. Please erase the third downward stroke of the W and the curved part of the D.
Well, would you look at that? Leus! Leus is responsible! Leus! Arrest that man immediately!
No, Your Honor. It's meant to be read as a word. It's the number L10015, which, if you take away the final R, is the exact same number that's on the bomb transport case. Erase 2 lines and they match up, you say? Well, I could change anything into anything else simply by erasing 2 lines. What if we erase 2 lines from your name? Would you be happy as Mr. Rye?
Well, would you, Mr. Rye?
The only right spelling is right. Okay, I'm doing pretty well here, and I think I've drawn the right conclusion. Detective Arm's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. Your Honor, the 2 lines were added by the real culprit to intentionally mislead people. What? The original message Detective Arm left behind was the transport case number. But whoever assaulted Apollo changed the message. If you're right, boss, then what do you suppose Detective Arm is trying to tell us? Good question. What does this number represent? Do you see this number here? That is my identification number. Candace Arm lost her life in the courtroom bombing. Her dying message could only have had one purpose. No! Tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing.
Well, don't just keep us in suspense, Mr. Wright. Tell us who she was trying to name.
The culprit that the victim was trying to identify is none other than Ted Tonnant. It's his case. The defense wishes to indict Mr. Ted Tonnant on the charge of the courtroom bombing.
Ted Tonnant?
Apparently disabling bombs is Mr. Tonnant's only specialty. Somehow the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. So when she was caught in the blast, she left his bomb transport case number as her dying message. She used Mr. Tonnant's own ID number to finger him for the crime. Why would anyone go out of their way to write an ID number? Wouldn't they simply write the person's name? He's got a good point there.
What do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright?
That only Detective Arm would know the answer to that, but allow me to offer a theory. Perhaps Detective Arm couldn't recall Mr. Tonnant's name in the heat of the moment. As I recall, this was the first meeting between the two. It's entirely possible they wouldn't have been familiar with each other. Or maybe using the ID number was a way to hide its true meaning from the real culprit, thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing. But no matter what the reason, the important thing is the meaning behind her message. The fact remains she wrote Mr. Tonnant's ID number. Now, just one moment here. There hasn't been any proof yet that it was indeed Detective Arm who wrote it. The bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast. If Detective Arm had left the message, it should have been found at that time. Naturally, Mr. Tonnant hid it before anyone could discover it. And there's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so. What? Mr. Tonnant was able to cover the message up because he's... first to find the body. The first person to discover the bloody writing was Mr. Tonnant himself. I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body when Mr. Tonnant saw that the victim had written his ID number. He used the bomb transport case to cover up the bloody writing as a stopgap measure. Oh, so that's why the message in blood was under the transport case. He didn't have enough time to try and scrub away the writing. If he didn't report the body right away, he would look suspicious. So those letters lived on to serve another function. But Mr. Tonic used them in another incident.
Oh, the assault of Mr. Justice.
Exactly. Mr. Tonic hit upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purposes. So he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it, by adding 2 lines to the writing that Detective Arm left behind. He changed the meaning of the message. He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Miss Woods of the attack. So that means the only person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom bomber, who was the same person that assaulted Mr. Justice. And that person is Ted Tonnett. Ah!
Order in the court! It looks like we'll have to hear from the bomb specialist himself. Mr. Payne, please have Mr. Tonnett take the witness stand.
Yes, Your Honor. That was great, Mr. Wright. Just doing what I do best, which is flying by the seat of my pants. Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try. I finally draw Mr. Tonnett back into the witness stand. Looks like you'll get your wish, Goggle Man. Now watch me take your lies apart. Nice GameCube, asshole.
Mr. Tonnett, I'm afraid we have a few more questions for you.
I understand the situation, Your Honor. I was keeping a close eye on the proceedings from the gallery. The allegations are all laughable.
Objection!
I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Mr. Tonnett. The message in blood matches your ID number. The same ID number that is there on that bond transport case. Such a far-fetched theory, no better than a tangled ball of liars. I'll have them untangled for you in no time at all. You were the first person on the scene after Detective Arm left her message in blood. You were the only one who could have hidden the writing and then used it again later. I see X2, but then let me ask you, do you have any proof that Detective Arm wrote that message?
That's a very good question. Well, do you, Mr. Wright?
The best way to prove that Detective Arm wrote that message is to analyze the DNA. Hey, gents. Your Honor, I request that a DNA test be performed of the blood itself. Once we know whose it is, it'll be obvious as to who wrote the message.
Very well. Bailiff, please put in a request for a DNA test with the forensics team.
Yes, Your Honor.
It'll be some time before we have the results of the analysis. Till then, let's hear more from the witness.
I would like nothing more, Your Honor. I want the court to hear how ridiculous the defense's theory is. Calling me ridiculous, you say? Even though you yourself see in 3D! I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion, but there was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written it. She struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the bloody message was found. So you're saying that the victim's body was nowhere near where the writing was? Precisely. It is as plain as day that she could not have written it. It's true that the body was discovered at the entrance to the courtroom. Please have a look at this crime scene photo. As you can see, there is blood on the rubble near the victim's body. She must have died after hitting her head there. No, I don't trust like that.
I see. All right then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Do you have what it takes to take my infallible testimony apart? Amanda was the first on the scene after the explosion. There was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written it. She had struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. Is that true? Trauma to the back of the head caused by impact with a flat object. Time of death between 8. She had struck her head?
Objection!
You are a terrible liar, Mr. Tonnet. Take a look at this autopsy. Specifically, part about Detective Arm's head injury. Cause of death, trauma to the back of the head caused by impact with a flat object. Yes, what about it? Now take a good look at the bloody piece of rubble. Sorry, chugging down hot chocolate. It's sharp and pointed. What? Oh, it is sharp and pointed. Actually, that would have blown her head fucking open. Hey, you're right, boss. It is pointy. Just like your hair.
That is odd, isn't it? What could be the meaning of this contradiction?
I believe it means the victim did not hit her head on the piece of rubble. The bloodstain you see is just another fabrication. Its purpose is to mislead us into thinking the victim died near the courtroom entrance. Are you claiming the culprit moved the victim's body? That's exactly what I'm claiming. The victim hit her head at some other location. Most likely on the floor or some other flat surface. And this location was somewhere near where the bloody writing was found. In that case, she definitely could have written the message. Your Honor, I have the results of the bloodstain analysis.
Yeah, very good timing. Let's take a look. According to this report, the message was written in Detective Arm's blood. And as the defense claims, only the parts of the messages that were added afterwards were written in Mr. Justice's blood. It would appear that the defense's assertion is correct after all.
It would have domed the diffusal guy. Yes! You did it! You were right, boss! Now I have to drive it home. I'll have to take a good look at the bloody writing analysis later. Or we can do that right now. DNA analysis definitively proves the blood of the writing to be that of the victim, Candace Arm, age 27. However, the lines that were added later were found to be written in the blood of Apollo Justice, age 23.
Mr. Tonnet, it is now apparent that you have told several lies to this court. I hope you have some sort of explanation for yourself. Like how you're sweating through the fucking glass! My god, man!
Fine, I will confess. You will. But then why are you so calm? This time, I will tell the truth. It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. She very plainly wrote L10015R. I was shocked, but I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad. I just fucked with the crime scene, the man says.
I see, so it's your assertion that you merely moved the body, is that it?
That is correct. I did not kill Detective Arm.
Well, if that's all you did, then... Wait a minute. That is in of itself a criminal act.
Glad to see you finally crossed that finish line, Your Honor.
Very well, then. Your cross-examination, please, Mr. Wright.
It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. She very plainly wrote L10015R. I was shot. Wait a second. How would... Wait, hold on. How could you tell that was an R? Hold on! Hold your fucking horses there, you sick motherfucker. Chat, look at this. Look at this. You tell me how this is an R, okay? You tell me how this is an R. This could be an F. This could be an E. This could be a fucking really stupid-looking C. I really like your voices for the characters. Thank you. But this could be a really stupid, another D. This could be DSD. This could be DSE. This could be DSF. Do suck fuck. This man is full of shit. Just like he's full of fucking wires.
Objection!
I just want to make doubly sure that L10015R is really what you saw written in blood. My guess would have been on a B. There's a B? Oh, that's Michael with a B. Where? Where what? Where's the B? There's a B? Yes, it is very clearly said L10015R. But that's odd, because that's not what I see. What on earth are you babbling about now? Wasn't it you who claimed that the bloody writing was his ID number in the first place? Take a good look at the photo and the bloody writing analysis. Now tell me, does it really say L10015R? Jesus Christ, man! Something's missing, isn't it? And that something is the final R.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Tonnet?
I have just learned how to sweat through glass. This is a great new discovery. Oh, right. Now I remember. There was no R on the end. It was just a slip of the finger. My bad. Come back, my beautiful contradiction. Mr. Wright, I'm not so sure it was just a simple slip of the finger. You got something for me, Athena? I sense that he's extremely agitated, almost panicked. Yeah, he's chewing the fucking red wire! He does look pretty flustered.
Well, Mr. Wright, it appears it was nothing more than a mere mistake.
I don't know. Did he really just make a typo? What about that R? Did Mr. Tonnet really see it? He actually saw it. Maybe Mr. Tonnet really did see the R. But there's no R anywhere in this bloody writing. What's going on here? Huh? Now that I take another good look at that photo, I think maybe... That's it! What is it now, Mr. Wright? Are you trying to imitate Apollo and his cords of steel? I've got it. So that's what happened. A slip of the finger? Is that really all it was? Because I don't think so. I propose that Mr. Tonnet really did see the letter R.
But the photo clearly shows that there is no R.
No, Your Honor. Actually, just the opposite is true. The photo shows that Mr. Tonnet actually could have seen the R.
If you're going to make that claim, then you'd better be able to point out what you mean. The part of the photo shows that Mr. Tonnet could have seen the R.
The red bit.
Take that!
Please look here to the right of the 5. Do you see a little bit of red?
Oh, I see it. Just on the edge where the floor is broken up.
That's the R that Mr. Tonnet saw. It's true that the witness wears some very, very odd goggles. But that doesn't mean his eyesight is bad, nor his brain power. What part of that little smudge looks like an R to you? But what Mr. Tonnet saw wasn't that little smudge. There was a whole and complete R written there, before the floor was damaged by the explosion.
Oh, well, that explains it.
Care to explain what you mean? Because you just proposed that everything happened in the exact opposite order.
Yep, because that's the way it really went down. The
Timing of when the R was written turns everything about this case around. Now then, the floor was damaged by the explosion. When was the message written? Before the explosion? With the bloody message running off the edge of the damaged floor like that, we can only conclude that it was written before the explosion.
But that's ridiculous! If that were true, it overturns your own premise.
That's right, it does. In fact, it turns everything upside down. The victim was not killed by the explosion in the courtroom. She was killed before the explosion ever occurred.
Order! Order in the court! What kind of preposterous claim is that? Have you forgotten that the victim's body was found at the scene of the explosion?
True, but consider this scenario. She was hit on the head and killed before the explosion, or even before the trial began. Her body was subsequently placed in the courtroom ruins after the bombing occurred. That way, it could be made to look like she was a victim of the blast.
What? It sounds like we had better look into what the victim was doing before the trial. Mr. Payne, did anyone see Detective Arm before the trial?
Let's see. According to the police report...
Ah, here it is. One person. One person saw the victim before the trial. And that person was... Ted Tonnant. Wait, what? No one besides Mr. Tonnant saw the victim.
But that appears to be the case, Your Honor.
Check it out, I'm sweating more. I'll ask the court to recall something, specifically Mr. Tonnant's words from yesterday. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb.
Am I?
Mr. Tonnant, just before the trial, you were the victim. The two of you were together at the scene of the crime, courtroom number 4. Your Honor, the defense requests new testimony from Mr. Tonnant. We wish to hear what he has to say about his whereabouts before the trial.
Mr. Tonnant, your testimony, please.
My testimony? There is no need for what?
He's completely under, Mr. Wright. You must have hit the nail on the head.
Because all I did was transport the bomb to the courtroom. I already told you.
Ah, bless this thing!
I was only in the courtroom with the victim because of our work. I swear I was only transporting the bomb there. You and the victim were alone together at the scene of the crime. In other words, you certainly had the opportunity to commit the murder, did you not?
Tisk, tisk. Now you always leave yourself so open to attacks, Mr. Wright.
What now, Mr. Payne?
Yes, Mr. Tonnant may have had the opportunity to kill Detective R, but an important piece of your assertion is missing.
What important piece?
The murder weapon. What do you claim was used to kill the victim?
Mr. Payne has a point. Even if Mr. Tonnant had the chance without a weapon, we can't accuse him of the crime.
Well, Mr. Tonnant?
Oh, yeah, that's right! I didn't have any sort of thing that could be used as a murder weapon on me. I couldn't possibly have killed Detective Arm.
Jesus fucking Christ, you look like a ghoul.
Did he really have nothing he could use as a murder weapon?
What is it, Athena?
Just looking over the victim's autopsy report, I'm hoping there's something in here that can point us in the right direction.
It was a flat thing, right?
Did he hit her with the bomb?
Oh my god, there's a crap. He hit her with the fucking bomb. This motherfucker hit her with the bomb. One, horribly irresponsible. That bomb could have killed not only her, but you fucking idiot. Well, it does say that she died from trauma to the back of the head with a flat object.
Yeah, and to inflict that specific kind of injury, all you would need is a flat surface, right?
And a heavy blunt object with a flat surface could definitely be our murder weapon.
Well, Mr. Wright, can you indicate for the court that what was used to kill Detective Arm?
It's the bomb. I believe I can. Believe being the key word here. You can?
Please do so now. What did Mr. Todd have that could have been used as the murder weapon?
The bomb.
Take that!
Mr. Tonnet, you say you didn't have anything that could be used as a weapon? But in fact, you had the perfect thing.
What? What the devil are you talking about?
You had this.
That's the bomb. I thought you were trying to prove the victim wasn't killed by the bomb blast.
The bomb blast, no, but I believe Candace Arm was killed with this bomb. Because this is the blunt object that delivered the fatal blow to her head. Ah! Please recall the description of Detective Arm's head wound. Trauma to the back of the head caused by impact with a flat object. We assume this injury was sustained when her head hit the floor. But a blow from the flat side of this bomb could produce the exact same wound pattern. Ah! What's with him? And show me some proof! Where's the evidence that I hit the victim with the bomb? He's right. I don't have anything decisive. Did you find any of the victim's blood in the bomb? That would be decisive proof! But too bad! The bomb is blown to bits! It's long gone! Boom! Game over! Yeah! Mr. Wright, is there really nothing on the bomb in this photo? I don't see any blood or anything. Wait, the timer display is a little broken. Maybe it broke when it made contact with Detective Arm's head. That definitely is a distinct possibility. But unless we find a fragment with the victim's blood on it, it's not going to the count. I guess you're right. By setting off the bomb, Tonnet managed to obliterate all traces of the murder weapon. What in the world do I do now? Times like this, I've got to change gears and look at things in a different way. Instead of looking for things he wasn't able to hide, I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. Ted Tonnet murdered Detective Arm's body before the trial started. Then he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off, which means there was something he needed to keep hidden until then. And I think I am just the thing. Time to present the photo that shows exactly what Mr. Tonnet had to hide. Wait, he said he moved the body. Oh.
Take that!
Your Honor, there's something we've all been overlooking. If the murder took place before the trial, then Mr. Tonnet would have had to hide the body somewhere during the trial. Hey, you're right, and we can figure out where that hiding place was. Exactly. We might be able to find some evidence we can pin him down with. So where could Mr. Tonnet have hidden the body during the trial? The case. It perfectly preserved her corpse.
Take that!
Wait, a box big enough for a body. A box that was in the courtroom the whole time. A box nobody would touch if they thought there was a bomb in it. Mr. Tonnet! What is it? Do you finally have some decisive evidence to show me? No, you're the one who's going to show it to me. Come again. You heard me. Now show me what's inside that bomb transport case. What? Why? No, there's no need. Got him now. Just before the trial, you killed the victim with a blunt object, and then you placed her body in the ruins of the courtroom after the bomb went off. Clearly, you were trying to make it look like she died in the explosion. But where was the body hidden during the trial? I hadn't thought of that. The answer is right here, inside a box made of a thick alloy plating that can withstand any impact. No, that's completely false. If it's false, you should have no objections to showing us your transport case. So, let's open it up and take a look inside, shall we? Let's not if you value your life. What's he up to now? Remain calm and listen carefully. This bomb will detonate in 5 minutes.
What?
Huh? I repeat, this HH-3000 will detonate in 5 minutes. What's going on? Your Honor, I recommend you adjourn this trial before this bomb goes off.
Mr. Tonnet, are you threatening me?
I am the only one who can disable this bomb. If you do not want to die, your only option is to listen to me.
But Mr. Tonnet, didn't you say that's just a training model? A fake to practice on?
I did, but I also lied. This is the real deal. This is the HH-3000.
But the HH-3000 was used to blow up the courtroom number 4, wasn't it?
How do you know it was the real HH-3000 that blew up the courtroom? Huh? The bomb that blew up the courtroom was a different one that I made.
What? Then are we to take that as a confession on your part?
Take it in any way you would like. Just before the trial, I took the HH-3000 out of the stuffed animal and put my own bomb into it. That was the bomb that exploded and destroyed courtroom number 4.
Mr. Tonnet, please be reasonable. Do you really expect us to believe a crazy story like that?
The HH-3000, it is so unique. I had never seen anything like it. It is so unique that I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. So I just had to have it. Besides, did anyone look inside the stuffed animal during the trial? Did anyone check to see if it really was the HH-3000 in there?
I must confess, no one opened the stuffed animal to check.
So there really is a possibility the bomb was switched out.
No, not a possibility, a certainty. I did it.
So he's had a real bomb with him this whole time?
You had better get out of here while you can. You do not have much time.
Order in the court! I'm out of here! It's gonna blow! Run!
You 4 are still here. Well, aren't you brave?
I just wouldn't do for the judge presiding over this court to run. That horrible explosion the other day.
The judge looks like he's about to book it for the nearest exit any second. As for Mr. Payne...
That is... Ah!
And he's off.
Mr. Wright, what do we do?
Ugh. Be pretty pathetic to run now, wouldn't it?
But the bomb might really go off. Only 3 more minutes, folks. Is that bomb really the HH-3000? What should I do?
Nah, fuck him. I can't run now.
Well, it's been fun, but I will be going now with my dear HH-3000, naturally. Oh, and by the way, I would advise against having me followed. Even with no remote switch, this bomb can still be triggered manually. If I think I'm being followed, I will detonate it on the spot. Farewell.
Hold it!
You're not going anywhere, Ted.
Oh.
Your Honor, there's no reason to be afraid. That bomb is a fake. Are you sure, Mr. Wright?
More of your famous bluffing, even at the risk of your own life.
Mr. Wright, none of your bluffing now, not at a time like this. Lives are on the line here.
I'm not bluffing, and I have proof.
You do?
Yes, of course, Your Honor. It's right here in the photo of the bomb, clear as day. Proof that Mr. Tonnet's bomb is not the real HH-3000.
Really? Out with it then, immediately. Where's the proof that Mr. Tonnet is holding in the real HH-3000?
Is yours cracked, Mr. Tonnet?
Take that!
The display on the timer on the bomb in the photo is broken. Most likely it broke when Mr. Tonnet used the bomb to attack Detective Arm. But the display on the bomb in the front of us now is not broken.
Oh, you're right.
Therefore, this is not the real HH-3000. Mr. Tonnant was clearly lying when he said he switched out the bomb and the stuffed animal. The real HH-3000 blew up in courtroom number 4. This bomb is nothing more than a fake, a model used for training purposes. Fear not, Your Honor. I'll examine the inside of the bomb transport case myself.
Yes, please do that, Mr. Wright.
No, stop! Blood!
What is that? Is that a blood stain?
Just as I expected. Your lies have all been blown to bits, Mr. Tonnant. I'm confident DNA analysis on this bloodstain will confirm that it's Detective Arm's blood, and that those results will conclusively prove that you murdered Detective Arm. How about it, Mr. Tonnant? Think you can dismantle the decisive evidence? Dismantle it? You're too late! You missed your chance to run, so now you're out of time! This HH-3000 is about to explode! Don't try to threaten us, Mr. Tonnant. I've already proved that your bomb is a fake. It's real! This bomb is a real thing, I tell you! It's real! Matt Bomber Party of 1. There's no time left! It's gonna blow! I have to disarm it! I have to take it apart! I can dismantle anything! I can take apart evidence! I can take apart bombs! I can dismantle it all! Dismantle, 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 dismantle! I'm not gonna make it! Only one thing left to do! Stop! Oh shit. Thanks for the donation. Made it! Oh, his eyes are bombs. Game over. Dismantled. Attempt failed. It's all over. My life's been blown to pieces. It's all that stupid woman's fault. I was selling the bombs I disarmed on the black market. When I tried to take this one, she just had to notice, didn't she? She confronted me in courtroom number 4 that day. That's why I had no choice. Before I knew what I was doing, I hit her. It's all her fault. While I was looking for a place to hide her body, she left a message in her own blood. The trial was about to start, so I didn't have time to clean it up, and now all this. I thought for sure I could disguise her death with an explosion. And that stupid defense attorney started sticking his nose into my business. After my testimony yesterday, I went to courtroom number 4 and I found that kid up in my bomb transport case. That's when I snuck up behind him and BAM! And when the idiot police arrested that little girl, I thought for sure I could pin it all on her. Why? Oh, why? Okay.
Ted Tonnant, you are hereby under arrest on suspicion of the courtroom bombing and the assault on Mr. Justice. Your innocence or guilt will be determined at a later trial. Now then, I see that members of the public have returned to the gallery. One person, however, seems to still be running far, far away. Be that as it may, I will now announce Mr. Juniper's words of verdict.
Woo! Get fucked! Ha!
Court is adjourned.
Wait, hold on. There's a problem here that I'm noticing. We still have the count. We still don't have this. We never found this. And I think Ted would have had it on him. But we never found it, and he never presented it. I don't think Ted blew up the room. Like, he did murder the detective, but he wanted to sell that bomb on the black market. Why would he blow it up if he wanted to sell it? He was just going to wait for the trial to be over, then clean up the mess. No one would have known the wiser. Huh. You did it, boss! Yeah, I guess we managed to pull it off, somehow. So many mysteries cleared up all at once, it was amazing. Just sort of worked out that way, didn't it? That's not the kind of thing that usually just works out. You made it happen. And the way that mean old prosecutor hightailed it out of there, that was great. Mr. Wright, Athena, thank you for everything you did for me. I'm so happy for you, Jimmy. Now you can go back home to the forest in peace. I hope the both of you will come and visit me there sometime. That would be nice. Thank you for the invitation. This is the perfect street to paint Tyranids to. Thank you. I don't know, Mr. Wright. I'm not so sure you can make it all the way up to Junie's house. How high up do you live again, Junie? Around 3,000 feet, I think. What? That's no forest, that's a mountain! But you know, boss, there's something that still bothers me about the case. One little mystery we never got around to solving. Oh, that? Yeah, I was wondering about that too. In this unsolved mystery, is this what the... Just before the blast and now it's missing.
Take that!
The remote switch, right? Yeah, I wonder where it disappeared to. Mr. Todd just got rid of it somewhere. Yeah, it is a pretty big thing to leave unsolved, though. Well, let's leave it up to the police to find. For now, we should be celebrating our not guilty verdict. I guess you're right. Hey, I know! Junie, shall we go report the good news? You know, to that certain someone. Okay. Huh? Her grandmother? No, silly, to Apollo! Alright. Well, why don't we all go to the hospital together to see him? Great idea. I bet he's bored out of his mind. Okay. And so the courtroom bombing case came to a close. The next trial was just over the horizon. There's never a dull moment with so many lawyers in the office, that's for sure. Apollo Justice, Athena Sykes, and me, Phoenix Wright. Between the three of us, there's no case we can't solve. When our powers combine, we're an unstoppable team. At least, that's what I believed. Believed? Believe it! But all of that changed with what Apollo said to us that day. It was something that would put my faith in us to the ultimate test. Date, time unknown. Write anything agency. Hey, Apollo.
Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence.
Wait, what do you mean by a leave?
Can you at least give me a reason why? I can only say that this is something I must settle on my own.
Our boy took a leave of absence. Okay.
Oh, why, Apollo? Why are you shutting us out?
What happened to you, Apollo? Ever since you put that jacket on, you've changed.
now, for whatever reason, all my mind keeps doing is returning to the day I first met you. We had tackled our first case together, he and I, this past spring. And as we did, I came to know who he is and how he thinks. It was a very peculiar case, one in which the victim was killed by a mythical creature.
What? Excuse me? Game killed by a mythic monster. Me. Bigfoot! I knew it! Holy shit, this trial. Holy fuck. So that was wild. That was wild. Okay, we can get the next episode started. The Monster's Turnabout.
Long ago, the Nine-Tailed Fox defeated the evil Tenmataro and sealed the fallen demon away. To this day, it is said that he slumbers even still within the Forbidden Chamber.
Night, night, Alderman. Sweet dreams.
What? Why?
At long last, the revival of Tenmataro is at hand.
What? What? Oh, that's a lot to drop on me! A few months prior to the courtroom bombing. April 17th, 12:13 p.m. Write Anything Agency. Oh, I guess I'm a little early.
Oh, hey, Apollo. Getting an early start today?
Yeah, this is my first job I've had in a while, after all.
Well, aren't we all fired up?
Well, it's not every day I get a call from Mr. Wright. What kind of work is it anyway? Mr. Wright didn't mention any details.
Work? Is that how he put it?
Don't tell me he just wants me to clean the toilet again.
You've really become a fixture around here, Apollo.
Come to think of it, it's been almost a year since I was hired. A lot's happened since then. But I've settled in nicely despite a few bumps in the road. My name is Apollo Justice. I've been practicing law for about a year, but I still have a lot to learn. And this is Write Anything Agency, and it's where I work. Don't let the name fool you, it's definitely a law agency.
But don't forget that this place is a talent agency too, Polly.
It's the law agency part of this office that's usually forgotten. This is Trucy Wright, a budding magician, and adopted daughter of the agency's owner, Phoenix Wright. She sometimes makes me help her with her magic tricks.
And what's wrong with that? You're the one of the agency's talents as well.
I was under the impression that I was a lawyer.
Oh, we better hurry. Doesn't look like Daddy's gonna make it, so let's get going.
Huh? Where are we going? What about the job you mentioned?
This is the job, Polly. You're supposed to keep me company today. Now, come on.
Another day of not being a lawyer. Should have seen this coming.
Well, this is the Write Anything Agency, you know. And there's no law related to work at the moment, so...
Tell me again why I chose to work here? Where's Mr. Wright, anyway? Dad said something about going to meet an acquaintance. But don't worry, just focus on your job and I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. Well, let's go. We don't have all day. Wait a second! And another day, if anything goes, begins at the Wright Anything Agency. Oh boy, we stumble upon a murder. Oh, that's cute. Look at all the yokai. Whew. So what are we doing way up here in the mountains? This is Nine-Tails Vale. Everyone's been talking about the yokai craze here. Yokai? Oh, you mean Japanese monsters. Guess that explains all these weird things. Speaking of which, wasn't Nine-Tails Vale founded by Japanese immigrants? Yeah, they're holding a festival to boost tourism over the Alderman's Banner. My friend who works there invited us. That's why we're here. In other words, it's your chaperone. I'm your chaperone because your dad was too busy. Dad said that with those horns of yours, you make a great addition to their festival. I mean, you look just like a Japanese demon. Wasn't that so thoughtful of him, Polly? Am I Phoenix X Iris or Phoenix X Edgeworth or both? Which one's Iris again? I'm going with Phoenix X. You know, Edgeworth. Their gayness is all over the fucking room. Yeah, no, I don't think he'd ever date the lookalike to the woman who nearly got him thrown in jail. I could do without the thoughtfulness like that. Oh, it's almost time. Come on, Polly. The festival grounds are this way. All right, I guess it's time to move to Kyokibi Manor again. The monster craze. This monster craze, come to think of it, I think I heard about it on TV. It's supposedly how Nine-Tails Vale made a comeback from the brink of fiscal disaster. Our agency could sure use something positive like that. Oh, I know! Let's jump on board the monster craze. You and Daddy would be perfect comedy duo. You could call yourselves Agni and Rudra, Demon Kings of Comedy. Dad set them up and you knock them down. Hey, I think you hit the jackpot with this idea. Hey, sorry, but I plan on staying a lawyer. You do? You don't have to act so surprised by that. Hey, Trucy, have you seen my attorney's badge? How could you lose something so important? Sometimes I really wonder about you, Apollo. This is so weird. I wonder if I dropped it somewhere. Oh, look! What are these paintings doing here? Forget about panties. I'm looking for my badge. Ta-da! Did you forget these are my magic panties? Hey! That's my attorney's badge! Wow, how'd you do that? I said all up while we were back at the office. I didn't even... Wait, you took my badge? You son of a bitch. April 17th, 2:05 p.m., Kyubi Manor Garden. Wow, this place is really something. It definitely feels like a different world here. Jersey. Who the fuck are you? Jinxie! And this is my friend Jinxie Tenma. She's the one who invited us. She just happens to be the maid here. 2 horns, a love of red. Are you a demon? I'm Apollo Justice. Nice and eek! He is a demon! What the? Be gone! Foul beast! You look great, Polly. Fills in some of that space on your forehead. Ah! What is this thing? It's a warding charm. Jinxie puts them on all the monsters she finds. But I'm not a monster? Maybe I should have told her you're a good demon. Or you could just say I'm a human. The red demon emissary of the underworld. I got up too early to do my hair for this.
Can I take this off now? So you can eat me? I'm not going to eat you! Forgive me, oh terrible one! Tone down your cords of steel, Apollo. You're scaring her out of her wits. Don't worry, I'm already full. Please stay that way. Great. Now I'm playing along too. So I wanted to ask you about the Nine-Tails Veil. Yeek! Ah! Be gone! Foul demon! Looks like you've been demonized, Apollo. Literally. I'm starting to wonder if I really am a demon myself. Please don't eat me. I have food if you're hungry. This isn't working. We won't get anything out of her until we set the record straight. If only we had some way to prove you're not as scary as you look. Ouch, unnecessary roughness. Looks like I had to present some proof. Proof that I'm 100% human. I wanted to show you this. Yeek! What is it? It's my attorney's badge, you see? I'm not a demon. I'm a lawyer. I mean, to some people, lawyers are demons, but, Really? You're a lawyer? Whew! Maybe now she'll stop calling me a demon. Does it protect you from Enma Dio's judgment? Who's Enma Dio? I read somewhere that he's the demon lord who judges the dead for their sins. Uh-oh. I think now she thinks you're a demon lawyer from hell, Polly. Can I go back to being just a normal demon? Please, please don't boil me in a scalding cauldron. I prefer a Turkish bath if possible. A Turkish bath? Isn't that more a sauna than bath? Don't worry, Jinxie. He's a good demon. He'll save you if you ever go astray. Eek! Please, Mr. Demon Lawyer, sir. I have mercy on my soul. I told you I'm not a demon. Ah! You just leave that Enma Dio to me. Isn't that great, Jinxie? Uh-huh. I'm no longer scared to cross into the afterlife. Will someone tell these two I'm human already? So, Jinxie, I hear this village is the epicenter of the monster craze. Uh-huh. Barely anyone had even heard of it before, and now it's packed with tourists. Really? So the monster craze is the reason behind today's festival? It was the alderman's idea, but I'd be careful if I were you. There are lots and lots of yokai prowling about Nine-Tails Vale. Prowling about? You mean like wild animals or something? Uh-huh. And they're hungry, too. Man-eating monsters, and they're all over the place? Uh-huh. In fact, there was one on the manor yesterday. I heard the doorbell ring, but when I opened the door, nobody was there. It was the Ding-Dong Demon. How else could you explain it? Well, when I was a kid, my friends used to play the prank called Ding-Dong Ditch. Well, that doesn't prove yokai aren't real. There's even one here at the manor. The demon Temataro. Oh, he's imprisoned in the Forbidden Chamber. Temataro? The Forbidden Chamber? About that yokai you said was imprisoned here at the manor. Is it true? Uh-huh. He's a super evil demon named Temataro. Here, take a look at this scroll. He's a bird demon. Temataro's the dark demon you see here. He's super evil and super scary. So that's the yokai imprisoned in the Forbidden Chamber. Uh-huh. He was defeated by the village guardian yokai, the Nine-Tailed Fox, and locked away forever. So, you're saying Temataro is still trapped inside the Forbidden Chamber? Uh-huh. But he's just biding his time until he can escape. Still, we should be perfectly safe, because there's a real powerful sealing charm on the door, keeping it shut tight. What a charming security system. You can keep the scroll if you want. The alderman gave me this, but just holding it gives me the chills, so... Thanks, Jinxie. Maybe I'll give it to Mr. Red. Oh my god. So, I was wondering,
Are those things on your forehead also warding charms, Jinxie?
Yeah, they're to prevent evil things from getting inside me. Pop told me to wear them.
Evil things.
Apollo, don't you dare take those charms off her forehead. They have to stay there. Forever. Got it?
I wonder what would happen if I did take them off.
It's time for me to get back to work. Thanks for inviting us, Jinxie! You're welcome. Oh, and before I forget, there's going to be a surprise event today. Even I don't know what to expect, but if it's sure to be fun...
Better not be a yokai parade. She'd probably drop dead from fright.
Hmm? Yeek! Demon!
Oh, wait. It's just someone in a suit, right?
Tenmataro!
Tenmataro, the demon from the Forbidden Chamber.
Yeek! It's a costume. Please don't hurt me! Be gone, be gone, be gone! Yes! Better watch out, little girl, or I'll snatch you away! Yeek! Charm, charm, charm! Where's that dying go to heaven charm?
Ah, she put it on her own forehead this time. She sure gives up quick. Huh? Why is everyone hiding their faces? Hey, you there! You mustn't stare at Tenmataro like that! Lower your eyes! He'll steal your soul if you're not careful! Not steal my soul? Seriously? Your devilry stops here and now, Tenmataro! Now what?
Look, Apollo! There's somebody up on the roof!
Oh my god! Are we getting a Power Ranger scene? Ha 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 ha! That booming laugh, could it be? My 9 golden tails are proof of my unassailable righteousness. With my band of 100 minions, I vanquish evil from the land. I am the wrestler of righteousness. Yaha! Oh. The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing 9 Tails is here. Fear not, good little boys and girls, for I shall defeat Tenmataro! Ha 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 ha! Hooray! It's the amazing 9 Tails! Up to your no-good tricks again, eh, Tenmataro? Well, not on my watch. Hiya! Ah! Ha 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 ha! There's nothing to fear now, my child! I have banished Tenmataro. You and your people can now live in peace.
Thank you, Mr. Amazing Ninetails, sir.
Now I must be off. Another match, another foe to vanquish. Oh, wait! I like to think that, like, he just quickly, like, ran off in one direction. What was that all about? Did that wrestler just chase off a yokai? Well, he came out of the Alderman's Manor.
That was amazing, Ninetails. He's a pro wrestler from right here in the Ninetails Vale, but no one knows his true identity.
Jinxie sure seems chipper all of a sudden. What was all that about him banishing Tenmataro?
That was a yokai exorcism. It's an annual ritual where Tenmataro is released to remind us of his wickedness. In the end, the Nine-Tailed Fox drives Tenmataro out and purifies her village. But the amazing Ninetails did the honors this year.
So that was the big surprise, huh? The amazing 9 Tails and Tenmataro, huh? Well, whatever floats her boat. Oh, would you
look at the time? It's better get back to work. Please excuse me.
She's a strange one, all right.
I think she's sweet in her own special way.
Knowing Trucy, she probably has lots of friends who are sweet in their own way.
Well, we still have some time to kill. Might as well see the rest of Ninetails Vale while we're here.
The fun never stops, does it?
I think I bought nearly every yokai souvenir that was for sale.
I know, because my wallet's running on empty.
What's with all the commotion over there?
Huh? Hey, isn't that your friend Jinxie? I hope everything's okay.
It's terrible. Calm down, Jinxie. Tell us what happened. The demon Wait, killed as in dead? Yes, and Tenmataro did it.
Tenmataro.
You stay here while I go have a look. Please wait.
Huh?
Ah! It's a Tenmataro warding charm. It should protect you, but please, be careful.
Calderman in the Fox chamber at the top of the main staircase. Okay, got it.
QB Manor, Fox Chamber.
Are you all right?
Who are you?
Help! Someone call an ambulance!
A bird has murdered people! My God!
The police arrived soon after that, at which point I returned to the festival grounds.
Oh, shit.
Apparently the man impaled by the spear was already dead, but there was one other person there, and he was immediately rushed to hospital. Thank goodness the other man's going to be fine. Sounds like he'd only been unconscious.
You think Jinxie's gonna be okay?
I'm sure she'll be back to her old self in no time. At least she's calm enough for the police to question her for now. I'd sure love to know what crazy animal left those feathers in tracks.
Oh, looks like here comes Jinxie. Hi, Trucy. Hi, Mr. Demon Lawyer.
Yeah, feeling any better? I was wondering if you're up to filling us in on what happened. Alright, we're gonna leave it here for today.
We might do a stream tomorrow because the new Battlefront comes out tomorrow. So I'll see if I can scrounge up anyone to play with me, or if we'll just go through the campaign together. Either way, do not forget that there is a goal by the end of April. $1,000 collectively, and I will look at the recent Persona games. So yeah, please don't forget about that, and please continue to support me in any way, shape, or form. Please share my stuff around, and remember, be safe out there. Good night, everybody.